infamous drop stitch. In today's tutorial I will be showing you how to wet block either your knitting or your crochet. So this one is one that hasn't been blocked, okay, with the nature of stocking stitch. It's still very curly and the stitches are kind of a bit misformed as well. Okay, and this piece here, which has been wet blocked, it's lovely and flat. All the stitches have settled and relaxed and it's nice and uniform. All you'll need today is a tea towel, bath towel, beach towel, something like that, okay, nice and absorbent, some pins, and possibly a tape measure as well. The first thing you'll need is access to some water. I am putting you all through my spare football today because I don't want to put you through going to the toilet with me, but I do usually use the bathroom sink or the kitchen sink. Optional but not essential is some woolly wash. This is unscented but you can get scented as well, and what it does is make your knit soft and fresh, and then in some cases scented. I don't use it that much to be honest, but for this, which is going to be a blanket that I know won't get washed for a while, then it's nice to have that kind of nice scent to it as well. So I won't for today, but optional is this woolly wash. Okay, so dunk your knits, roll your sleeves up, dunk your knits. This is the same for crochet as well. Okay, into your water and get it fully soaked. If it's, for example, a garment, then you will need to kind of make sure all the air bubbles have gone, or something that's thicker as well. But there we go. If you have used the woolly wash, then you'll need to empty this water and rinse through either clean water or the tap, rinse it out. Okay, a bit like your clothes, you wouldn't want them soapy. Okay, so what we do now, don't come for me in the comments, okay? This is what I do and it's never failed. The most important thing to remember is we are never wringing it out, okay? We're never doing that, even though sometimes it might look like I'm doing that. I promise I'm not, because that will stretch the stitches. We absolutely do not want to do that, and I'll talk about that in the next step as well, of pulling to shape, but we're not pulling to shape, okay? So it's all wet and we want to get it as dry as possible because I don't know about you, but in the UK it literally takes a week for a jumper to block. And these little squares actually take 4 days as well. So we just want to squeeze, but we're not wringing, okay? So we're just squeezing it out. And then I like to fold it in half as well. Again, that's why I thought I'd mentioned it so people in the comments don't say I'm wringing it. I'm not, I promise, wringing it, I'm just squeezing. And the fabric will take that, whether it's knitting or crochet, okay, it can take that. There we go. So that's all done. I want you to do yours as well, and I will meet you at the next step. Your fabric is now damp, and this could be knitting or crochet. I'm using a towel here. If it's something little like this, you could actually just use a tea towel, or if it's something like a garment, you might want to use a beach towel, bath towel, something like that. And if it is a garment, I'd advise using either folding it in half or using about 2 or 3, just because if it's something bigger, it will tend to soak through and then you don't want to get it on whatever surface it is. We are now going to pin it to size. So this square is 6 inches. Well, so I can kind of pin as it is. I will keep my tape measure there just to check. However, if your project is a little bigger, okay, and on the big side, you could kind of shimmy it in a little bit, okay, and pin it like that. It won't shrink it, but it might just bring it close to the size you need. If your project is smaller than you want, you're limited in options, but it's not all over, okay? So on the Onion Carlos cruise I went on in Norway last year, Carlos actually said he needed to block the shape of his project, and what he eloquently meant by that is it was too small, okay, what he'd made, and by blocking the shapes of it, okay, he didn't mean stretch it, okay, and like before, we don't want to distort the stitches, so we absolutely, if it's miles too small, it's miles too small, okay? There's nothing you can do about it. So we absolutely do not want to be stretching. However, because we have wet our fabric, the stitches become a bit looser. So they can be gently formed into shape a little bit more. But if it's, like I said, miles too small, we're not doing that with it, okay? So I've actually stretched mine a little bit with that demonstration. So we're just going to pin Nothing fancy at all. I've actually done projects as well where I've not pinned it very well and blocked it, and it's completely misshapen the sleeve, and I thought, oh no, this looks terrible and my project's over. And then I reblocked it, pinned it a bit better, and it was a completely different shape. You can get something like this, which is an investment, it costs money to do. The ones for crochet, you can either use these, it's kind of like the foam mats you get as a kid, and you can absolutely use them. However, these have either inch or centimetre squares on, so I don't need to go around measuring, I can just count 6 squares and I know it's to size. And here you can see with my garter stitch one, I've kind of pushed it in a little bit, but I use this method up until this year, so there's absolutely no need to go out and invest in something like this. Okay, a towel and pins is just fine. Brilliant, it's all pinned down, and now what I do as a final step is I will either cover it over with the towel that's left if it's not too big of a project, or I'll get another towel and that just adds another layer to soak it up. And then I come back to it in England in about 4 days because it's so cold, and then it will be dry. Thank you for watching this video, and do give us a like, subscribe, all that good stuff so we can continue to make more. Thank you and take care.